Alright everyone, now we have to talk about the Melania tapes that were released the other day, I guess by an informant or something like that. Like, they were talking to Melania, I forgot the woman's name, just engaging in general conversation, and Melania Trump, she said the F word. Oh my god. And that was actually one of the big takeaways, but apparently we found out that, according to the left, Melania Trump is revealed to hate Christmas, she dislikes children, and is foul-mouthed and paranoid. But if you actually listen to the full Melania tape, and you listen to the context of her statements, she's essentially complaining about media bias the entire time. I respect her more for what I'm hearing here, because it shows me that behind closed doors in an interpersonal conversation she assumes is not going to be public, she's saying the same fucking shit that she says in the real world, except with the F word. And that's basically the only difference. She's complaining about the fact that she's going to the southern border, visiting children, trying to get them reunited, and nobody will even talk about it. They're too busy talking about kids in cages, and she's pointing out the hypocrisy that none of these legacy media outlets had a problem with that when Obama actually created the situation in the first place. That is objectively true, but you're not going to see that fact checked. They're not going to fact check the Melania tapes. They'd have to crucify themselves. She's complaining about the fact, it seems, in context, her problem with the Christmas thing is she's going through all this effort to create the Christmas party, and what does the media talk about? It's tacky. It's too over the top. It's too minimalistic. She worked too hard. Trump should be helping. She didn't work hard enough. It's too extravagant. She's showing off her wealth. Oh, they're being skinflints. They're so rich and they didn't spend enough. She's complaining about the no-win hypocrisy of media coverage of the Christmas party and saying no one gives a fuck about Christmas. Well, she's right. The Christmas celebration, it was so funny. There were a couple of left-wing pundits, no less. People, do you really think that they go to church on a regular basis? Like, well, Christians, your first lady hates Christmas. What do you think about that? She's not talking about Jesus. She's talking about Santa Claus and all this other phony bullshit. The American Coca-Cola Christmas classic. From the same era as De Beers telling you that lumps of useless carbon that sparkle should be on your lady's finger, and by the way, they want to charge you 5 figures for it. That's the propagandistic, hyper-commercialistic era out of which modern Christmas in the US and Canadian in similar senses springs. It has nothing to do with Jesus. It's a mashup of wanton consumerism, pagan overtones, vague Christianity in the consumerist sense, all whirlwinded and bundled together into buy people shit. Prop up more businesses, consume more, we're wealthy, flaunt it. Oh, your Christmas tree is only 7 feet tall? Well, you must be poor. Oh, look at how spare your tree is. Oh, you made homemade ornaments. Ha ha, what, you can't afford to go get tinsel at the store? And shit like that. No, I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, it's fun. You can get the sappy Santa Claus shows and sit by the fire and stuff. Look, the familial aspect of Christmas is really great. Nice mug of cocoa and sitting around with your family. You watch some cheesy movies and have a nice big meal. That part is great. It's the most homely, comfy thing you can get. The wanton consumerism with people like regifting shit and stuff with no actual thought, that's a pile of steaming horseshit. And you should never participate in it, by the way. It's literal bullshit. I don't care if Melania Trump is expressing disdain for the legacy media for crucifying her after spending weeks planning a Christmas party. She goes out of her way to do this, and they say, well, it's tacky. She was dressed tackily. She should dress exactly in the same shit that Hillary Clinton wore at all public events, just so that they can crucify her look and then she can meme about it. They won't give the lady a break. And it's true that she's been largely an absentee first lady. Why the fuck do you think? It's because of this. It's because literally, if she goes out in public, what she wears is hyper-scrutinized. What she says is hyper-scrutinized. She'll have people saying she's being abused by Donald Trump. She'll have people saying that she's a lapdog. She's a phony. She committed immigration fraud. None of these people ever said any of this horseshit to Michelle Obama. They didn't say it to Laura Bush. They haven't said it to any other first lady. Generally speaking, until 2006, the proper decorum was that the First Lady, by and large, unless she was weighing in on meaningful political issues, was off limits. It was okay to say, well, her dress was better than last year. It's okay to say, well, she looks stunning. It's okay to say good things about her. And it's okay to say, well, I wish we'd see more of her, and friendly things, because she's not an elected official. The First Lady is just the wife of the President of the United States. Or if Clinton had won, the philandering husband. It would have been funny to see the coverage of the first man. The first man looked stunning in one of his 10 interchangeable $1,000 suits or something like that. I should tack another zero on it for the Clintons. They crucify Melania Trump constantly. She doesn't even have to be in the public eye, and she probably doesn't want to. It's just like they say, well, we don't see much of Barron Trump. Dude, the kid, literally, again, you crucify him and start talking about his genetics and all sorts of weird shit. And he's a gawky, like, what, 13, 14-year-old kid. No shit, his mother wants to defend him from being in the public eye and being emotionally crippled. I would too. I don't blame her. I wish we could see more of Melania Trump. But her saying something to the effect of, well, the media is going to fuck with me no matter what I do, I get frustrated by it. The fact that this individual leaked these phone calls in the first place is slimy. She's not a public official. By the way, this does torpedo one of the claims that's been made by left-wing conspiracy theorists, namely that behind closed doors she's a sheltered, battered housewife that Donald Trump treats badly. She's defending him in private too, and saying exactly the same things that she says in public and that he says as well with regards to media bias. She has been maligned for years. The fact that she holds up under the amount of stress, it's actually phenomenal. It shows another reason why Trump married her. It wasn't just for her good looks, it was for her attitude. She's a tough cookie, as he, I'm sure, would put it. Makes me respect her 10 times as much. So we know she's not a faker. And by default, by the way, that proves Trump's not a faker either. They're in it to win it. They're disdainful of the legacy media. Good. It shows good judgment on behalf of the first couple. I think that's wonderful. That's about all. Peace out.